Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a weekly podcast about fandom and watching movies with friends. And welcome to Los Angeles in 1976, setting for John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13, a tale of bad gangs, good guys, and a tragically mishandled ice cream order. This is America and Hollywood as we remember it growing up, a scary, magnetic clash of morals and modernity, and also loads of shooting. Start the music! Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club. I am your host, Nathan Dighton, and today I'm joined by ineffectual ice cream seller, Robert Pearson.
Hello.
And I don't know who I was going to pick for you, Dave. I thought about it for a long time. I think you're probably, I can't remember his name, but the sad man who crawls through a sewer and then is simply shot in the head. I feel like that would be this. Wells. That's the kind of thing that would happen to you. That's
okay. Yeah.
That's my vibe.
That's all right. I thought I might be buying the ice creams from Rob, but I'll take Wells.
Oh,
he tries. He
does
stuff.
try. He does. He's always heroic, tragic, but heroic.
Yeah.
That's your vibe. Today we've watched our second in our John Carpenter movies, 1976 Assault on Precinct 13. I may have already said that. I had not seen this film for a very long time. I don't think either of you have seen it before.
No.
I'm just going to say I don't even care what you thought. I had an absolutely fucking brilliant time watching this film. I thought it was amazing. Rob, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Really good.
Dave?
I thought it was... No, I loved it.
He did a little rope-a-dope on us there.
So many people were agreeing with you about 2001.
Yeah, someone needed to say it.
I had to disavow so many members of the Redshirt Cinema
I used to have
Club
a friend.
team.
It's a shame.
I used to have a friend who was like,
who didn't like it.
It was Dave.
oh, it's really boring. It was before I'd seen it. Years before I'd seen it. It's like, don't watch 2001. So boring.
Maybe that was it. He set the expectation low.
Sounded like your dad.
I don't know what my dad thinks of 2001, actually. I should find out. I don't know if he's seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'd like it.
I don't think he'd like it.
Maybe for our 200th episode, we can get your dad in.
Yeah.
And that would be great, honestly. Listen to some really just innocently shit opinions.
We could watch his top 5 movies.
Avatar's like, honestly, they're the best thing that's happened to sci-fi in years.
I'm not watching 5 Avatars, actually, now.
We've got enough point, which is, and the point is Assault on Precinct 13. So when I talk about genre movies, this is what I'm talking about. Just, it knows what it's doing. It's playing with tropes. It's stuff built into it. There's engaging masculine guys. There's women who need to be saved. And sometimes bad guys are good guys, you know, and society is on the ropes and there's elements out there that we can't be sure about. And everyone knows what their job is and then they do the job. All right, it's so good. Anyway, That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know how to build on that, really, because it was just brilliant. I knew literally from the first frame of the movie, which is actually some red text on a black background with that amazing soundtrack.
I've just written down, and I don't talk like this, I've written down the music is hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is brilliant. That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
And then I realised that John Carpenter had done the music. And he's obviously done the Halloween theme as well.
That's 2 bangers.
Is he better at doing music than he is at directing and writing? Because he's pretty good at those two as well,
Exactly.
turns out.
Yeah.
What a talented man.
Yeah, the soundtrack to this is just so
It's
good.
a banger.
But like that whole intro, I there's something, I don't know, like I really miss, more films should have credits at the start. I just enjoyed sitting there listening to this great bit of music. There's no pictures, it's literally just names on a black background. Yeah. And I read everybody's names and I thought, well done to all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't even seen the movie yet, but I was like, well, this is great, guys.
I was watching it at home, so it wasn't full screen experience, but I literally just turned all the lights off.
Yeah, same.
And I just poured a beer.
Yeah.
And then this music came on and I was just like, this movie is 87 minutes long and I know it's got loads of shooting in it. Yeah. This is fucking brilliant.
It is brilliant.
In such a good place right now.
I was really sad that I had not seen this film when I was 18. It would have been 18-year-old people would have loved it so much.
It's like, it's a proper gem.
Really, yeah.
It knows what it's doing. And in terms of the movement from Dark Star to this, just kind of wild refinement. But you can kind of see how I think there is something to kind of grapple with a little bit in terms of what it's doing in terms of male characters and sort of different versions of masculinity. And there's, I guess I wanted to set the scene a little bit with Carpenter in general. This is a And one of the things I'd like to return to as we talk through the film is that this is a kind of remake of a Western called Rio Bravo, I believe, which I have seen, but not for so long that I can't really remember what happens in it. But it's a Howard Hawks movie. Howard Hawks was a director who made, in the sort of classic Hollywood golden era studio setup, made loads of movies, but a very talented director of many hits. And lots of his films they were known for having groups of men like aeroplane guys and newsmen, or like cavalry, I guess, like, you know, in the West, sort of guy movies, but also kind of fast paced. And when you map on the dynamics of, you can just see this was an outpost. There were Indians out there, like it's transposed them onto a kind of culturally charged South LA. And then what that does in terms of, those gang members are just the wild. They're outside the bounds of, and what that then tells you, and I think what I was sort of bringing this back round to, what it really reminded me when you said, like, you wished 18-year-old you had seen it. Dave, I know that you have spoken about growing up just thinking America was the coolest place in the world. Yeah. And what I grew up was like this version of America, which was, there's some lawlessness out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of that war on drugs kind of vibe from the 80s.
This movie fits into I would have thought this would have been part of the America is cool.
Definitely.
Like, absolutely would have slotted right in there.
It's this sort of it's almost like pre-90s, pre-LA riots version of America that we all kind of grew up with, and how it was presented on film. It brought me back.
There is a real, I know it's a 70s movie, but it feels, I don't know. So there's a quality to it, and a quality to the soundtrack that makes me think of 80s LA quite a lot. I don't know if either of you have seen the Night Stalker series on Netflix.
Yes.
It's like a true crime documentary about a real life, quite horrific serial killer.
Yeah.
But the score for that and the way they present LA in that, I was reminded a lot of it from this. And I do wonder if that documentary, in terms of the tone it was going for, had taken some cues from this. But I thought the soundtrack was just minimalist but brilliant whenever it kicked in.
Yeah.
I loved how there weren't really any characters in the gang, apart from that horrible blonde guy who gets what he deserves.
He does.
He just barely speaks, but he's just, you know, evil man who kills child with ice cream. Everyone else, they're just little shadows and silhouettes that are glimpsed behind cars and in trees.
Well, they are. They are like, I should stop saying, well, I don't know if I should stop or keep on saying Indians. Obviously, like, that's not the term for them, but like in those movies, the whole point is they're stereotyped
as a sort
beyond,
of trope. Yeah.
Yeah. And but, you know, being of the landscape in the same way that those guys are like, we do crime.
Well, it is very much like a Western. You just said it was a sort of, I guess, a remake of a classic old Western, but the stakes are very much like, you know, the sheriff holed up in his office.
Yeah.
There's no one coming to help somehow, even though we're in the middle of a city. Like, it's an abandoned police station. Just the setup of it. Everyone's, we're moving away. This is closed down. The phones are being cut off. The power's cut off. Just a group of people who just happen to have all met up in this one place. There's something very Black Ops Zombies about it as well. I thought,
100%.
like, the whole just like, we're going to put the Coke machine in front of the door, board up the windows. We've survived wave 1, but we know wave 2's coming. We've only got 8 shots left.
There's also a box. There's like a gun box.
Yeah,
it's so
hard to open.
Well,
Zulu is another, you know, that in terms of setup.
That's true.
Similar kind of thing, which I guess is
harder
sort of
to cheer for Zulu these days.
Very, very true. But but you know, there's that setup of small group of people holed up with no hope of help, outnumbered.
Well, there's Rio Bravo, but then there's also, I think, so Romero. One of the things I wanted to talk about, Romero and Carpenter, and the idea of sort of the new wave of American horror, which was running through the I guess late 60s, but then 70s, of which Carpenter is seen as a part. You know, you put Halloween alongside things like Night of the Living Dead, which is the particular reference point, I think, of this film, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or those kind of outside of the mainstream versions of America that were grappling with what was happening to the American, I guess, identity in the wake of post-World War II, then sort of counterculture in the 60s, and then what has that left? And you're getting into the Nixon era, and you get all these sort of horror films being made, which we haven't really talked about loads on the podcast. We're more of a science fiction podcast than a horror podcast. But as we go through the Carpenter series, I guess this is all to say that I guess Carpenter is seen as a horror director, but he does loads of other genres. But it's interesting that then in this one, which is more of a kind of a I don't even know, thriller, heist.
Yeah,
But there are-
obviously you can see the some horror elements. There's one great bit of really good bit of violence. I thought the arm snap.
I just did the elbow drop.
It's horrible. There's that, but just obviously the idea of this is just really horrible. Just being sort of systematically attacked by large numbers of the fact that they are kind of nameless, faceless. They are like zombies, kind of like you said.
Yeah.
They are coming. You don't really know who they are. You don't know what they want. They just want to kill you.
Have you seen Night of the Living, the original Night of the Living Dead, or the remake, which
No,
is extremely similar?
I have not.
No.
It's very similar kind of vibes, like people like climbing into windows and barricading.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the through line then to
I've
COD
seen
Zombies.
Planet Terror,
Right.
directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
That's sort of like obviously inspired by all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
And
really
I've seen Brain Dead,
Yes.
which
I've
is
seen
obviously
Brain
brilliant.
Dead, but not for a very long
100%.
time.
Well, that's like the super extreme, turned everything up to 111 version.
I really enjoyed. You said, Nath, about it being sort of tropey, and it obviously it is. But I was wondering, like, it felt like a really comfy movie. Like I said, like as soon as it started, that music and and just the color of the credits, I felt like I knew what I was getting into. But what I don't know is like. Is this creating tropes? Because there was so much that I recognised from later movies, or it is playing very much into like existing
That's a great
kind of
question, and I think that at this point, sort of exploitation cinema, and what I keep referring to as like a genre cinema, was beginning to sort of emerge more fully. But I think, and I'm sure that some of it was new, but loads of it is definitely down to how well plotted classic Hollywood movies are. There's like this idea of narrative propulsion where every scene takes you to the next one, and narrative hooks that dig into characters. And just to kind of, if anyone out there hasn't watched this movie along with us, and you should, it's on Amazon Prime, included with Prime.
I think someone said it's on ITVX at the moment.
Oh, wow.
I love ITVX. I've just watched 2 seasons
definitely
of Robin of Sherman.
watch it on ITVX if you can. Actually, do they do trailers on ITVX?
Do you mean
if you're
adverts?
subscribed?
Adverts, yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, well, not if you're subscribed to us, Nath. So yeah,
I quite like a single ad break
I had
in a movie.
I had a Febreze advert coming on
same.
Okay, that's not.
halfway through this.
I refuse to pay.
That suggests to me
Yeah, I
that
refuse to
they are like putting Febreze into this film. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Well, there is a lot of mess.
maybe the Febreze guys chose it. Maybe that's it.
You're going to need to clean up.
They
So-
go into the sewers.
Yes, they do go to sewers.
Maybe
yeah,
this
good
is
point.
maybe this is it. I was just going to say like the kind of things that are brought together in this movie are we see a bunch of gang members killed immediately. First thing that happens in the film, and that sets up the idea that then the gang react by all sitting around a coffee table with a bowl on it, and then just filling the bowl full of their own blood.
Yes.
Which I have not seen in a movie before.
No.
Seemed quite unpleasant. I guess that.
I think I literally tutted and said gangs. Out loud. It's such a gang thing. Oh, gangs.
I love the idea as well, like in a really video game way. I guess like actually that's because it comes from stuff like this. Each one of those characters is like a trope unto it's like one of them looks like Che Guevara.
So much.
And then the other
Yeah.
one looks like slightly later Che Guevara.
Yes.
And
One of
then-
them looks like Sting from June.
Yes.
The blonde
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Fade.
Ahead of his
Fade
ahead of his
Al-Ruha.
time. That's where they got the idea from.
Yeah.
Yeah, big bowl
and
of
then
blood.
they bleed into the bowl, and I was wondering what they were going to do with it. And later on, they just seemed to throw it on the floor.
Yes.
But they didn't know they were going to the police station.
No, I guess they knew at some point they were going to like curse somebody.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's a curse technically or more like a statement of intent.
Again, when I think about the Indian antecedents of the gang, it makes more sense. It's just like, oh, those guys are crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these are alien.
It's performing some kind of unknowable cultish death ritual where
Exactly.
we've marked the police, I guess, or
Yeah.
the state or the man in general
The
for
man.
revenge.
Well, it's such an
And
interesting-
We followed the man to this place.
The bloody
It's such an
man.
interesting. I mean, it's quite a weird story, really. I think if you like under a little bit of, I have questions.
do it. Don't do
I
it.
have questions, but
Well,
like,
well, can I run
Yeah,
through
yeah,
quickly?
please, yeah.
So then we cut to the gang are mad and they're just like primed.
yes,
Then we go to death row, and
Yeah.
where a charismatic, maybe slightly sympathetic man is being carted off to death row with an ill man
Yeah.
and a nice man.
Yes, and like the death row man, I mean, let's just say it here, like he has to have done something absolutely terrible, right?
Yeah.
He's done something terrible.
Well, when he sits there,
and he's the worst of the three. They chain him up and they make a big deal out of like, whoa, hey, Napoleon or whatever his name is.
Napoleon Wilson.
The
first time you see him, the camera just into his face.
He's got cool hair.
Pay attention to this guy.
And he's got a great thing. Is asking everybody for a smoke. Got a smoke?
Yeah,
it's like it's going to keep coming through the movie. I enjoy it every time that he asks, and I enjoy it at one point when he first meets Nathaniel.
Is that Starker?
I think is it
the guy who looks like a football coach. He's the guy.
No. The lieutenant.
Oh yeah, Ethan, I believe.
And he doesn't just say no or whatever. He's like,
yes.
I'll see if I can get you one or something. And he's like,
treating him like a human.
Like his head moves in a sort of like, oh shit,
well,
kind of a way.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I know. I just wanted to say I really like that catchphrase. I just
feel like in a way that rarely exists in outside of parody, that moment of like guys being guys and relating to guys. That's their love language.
Yes.
That's how we get there. So Wilson, and I like Starker, the guy who is he's like a character from like Elmore Leonard. You know what I mean? He's like no messing. I know the ropes. I know the angles.
Yeah.
I know.
Is he the guy in charge of getting them to?
Yes,
the guy with the sideburns.
What happens to him?
I think
he's
dies
killed.
by the
You
bus.
see him. You do see him shot.
I think I was taking a drink and I was just.
He's shot and lands on.
Does he?
Wills. What's his name? Nathaniel.
Ethan,
Wilson. Napoleon Wilson. He lands on Wilson, and you do see him shot, but it happens very quickly. It's not like a big deal.
I missed it because he goes out, he just leaves before it all really kicks off, and then I just don't remember seeing him again.
Yeah, he's there. I'm pretty sure. I enjoyed the like warden. You know that another great trope, warden being a dick, just like for no reason, smashes Wilson onto the floor. It's like, I guess I slipped out of my chair.
And then when he gets him back by pulling his chains, and what I love then is the absolutely ridiculous over the top. Everyone's reaction to that is to put their gun as close to his face as possible.
8 guns, like really, we're really going to kill you if you don't behave.
You watch it.
Yeah,
he had been warned though. Any messing about from you, and I will blow your face off or whatever.
And this scene, by the way, this setup is so familiar to me from The Fugitive. It's one of my favourite movies. And I went to the point where I was like, does The Fugitive directly riff on this? Literally, and I thought that the ill guy was going to be a plant, or not a plant, but like faking it to create, because in The Fugitive, hopefully you guys have seen it, they're transporting prisoners and one of them fakes an illness which causes the guard to come over, and then they break free. And I thought that was what was going to happen here, and it was so reminiscent.
It was a TV show, so
right.
It's exactly the kind of fare that I think John Carpenter was riffing on, but from the 50s and 60s. And I guess also that in that the Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford, the gradual respect is exactly what this is. Just
oh man, I love The Fugitive. We should watch The Fugitive
sometimes bad guys, but they've got a code as well.
I did think that. Like, I don't think I've seen a scene in a movie where a high-value prisoner has been taken from one place to the other where there isn't a plan to break them out en route.
Right, exactly.
So I was just waiting for that to happen.
What's going to happen?
It didn't happen.
I thought the gang were going to try and break them out or something.
Part of the gang, but he's not. Well, it's like we got to crack out the D&D alignment chart.
Yeah.
Because he's lawful good.
Yes.
No, lawful evil. Sorry.
Well, yes, and that.
Or maybe
both. Wilson.
Or maybe he's chaotic.
Wilson's chaotic good.
Chaotic good. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. And they're chaotic evil.
Yeah.
The gang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady who gets shot is chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
She's rubbish.
Lawful good is
the main guy's lawful good.
Ethan, yeah.
Ethan,
100%.
that's right, Ethan.
All of that was to answer your question, Dave, just because the only thing we get about Wilson's crime really is that Starker comes over and says, "Why'd you kill all those people?"
Right.
And he was like, "I'll tell you someday."
Right, yes, he does.
I love that we never find out really what he's done.
No.
It's great. And I bet those people that he killed deserved it in
we
some
just
way.
can't find out, because then we'd find it difficult to enjoy the rest of the movie.
Well, it's true ambiguity, isn't it? It's like, well, he's done a bunch of heroic stuff.
It's like Harold Shipman's in the, it's like that. If he's Harold Shipman, it's a different vibe.
I fought my way out of an awful heist situation with Harold Shipman.
The Adventures of Rob and Harold Shipman.
And I really respect you now, Harold. You go off on your way.
You'd be really conflicted, wouldn't you? Oh, thanks, Harold.
Yeah, he was.
Imagine there'd be a bit of a shame if he saved your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
We just look at each other and
Just
nod.
You know, I can't be friends with you outside here. I'm sorry.
But thanks, Harold, for heroically fighting off these gang members with me.
Sometimes bad people do good things. And sometimes good people do bad things.
They do, yeah, it's true.
This is what John Carpenter is telling us.
We're all flawed.
Were there any good people doing bad things in this film?
Yes, the woman who said we should throw the man outside.
Yes, good point.
Yeah. And then she dies.
She does. It's almost like punishment.
And then we're going to meet the third group of people.
Correct. So, yes. There's two more scenes which then run in parallel. One of them is the man and his kid. And there's a whole thing here, which is he's in the ghetto because they're coming to pick up his nanny. And I got the idea that maybe they were divorced, like he was a divorced or
seemed like
a widower.
He was going to and he wanted to
save her.
Yes.
Bringing her out of the ghetto.
Yeah. It was a whole thing.
But he couldn't find her
road.
And he was a bit scared of the police.
He wouldn't speak to the police?
I don't know. So I don't know if that's just like the man. You know, everyone's got their relationship with the man.
But the way it was shot, it was very much like she was like, "Oh, why don't we just ask the police? Everyone knows the police are here to help."
Well,
and
then
he was just like,
made a joke like,
"I'm not in any trouble." Like he said, he was caught. Also, did everyone recognize this girl from Escape to Witch Mountain or Escape from?
No,
Witch
you're
Mountain?
joking.
No. It's absolutely her. I saw her immediately, and I've never thought about this movie in like 15 or 20 years, and my brain just went, "It's Tia." I didn't even know that was her name, but my brain was like, "It's Tia."
Weirdly, I don't know, but the one that sticks in my head is the boy from Escape, because he looked like someone I went to university with, who I actually just saw at the weekend.
Okay.
And I once told that guy, I think in my head you look exactly like that kid, and he just didn't care. He was not impressed.
Right, yeah.
He didn't want any of it.
Well,
he also looks like Cut Chemist, my friend, from the DJ Shadow Cut Chemist albums.
Yeah.
Which
Good to know. We're building a picture of him.
Yeah.
But not in this movie. Unlike Tia from Escape.
Who was there?
To or from Witch Mountain, whichever way it is.
I would say one of the things which showed the difference in time was what happened to that girl. I just in no way thought that would happen, and then it did.
It was
terrible.
I was very surprised.
I was honestly shocked.
What is that really an ice cream man?
Yeah.
Why is he being hunted
what's wrong with the ice cream
Why
man?
is he being hunted by a gang?
The gang, I guess, have just decided to go mad.
Yeah, okay.
They're havoc.
Well, to be fair, we do see that scene of the guy with his gun just training it on anybody. He's just like, I might shoot this guy. No, I don't fancy shooting. Maybe this woman. No, I don't
When you
fancy
think about that ice cream man, he's firstly, who is in the ghetto buying ice cream?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like there's that many people around. Certainly not children.
No.
Also, if your ice cream round is violent enough that you have to carry a gun.
Yeah.
Surely at some point he's like, oh, maybe I'll just become a postman. Do you know what I mean? Like, just do something else.
Oh, man.
It's wild.
It is really wild.
Oh, if only he'd paid attention and done the proper flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually the very worst bit of the movie was when she realised that she didn't have the ripple or whatever.
Vanilla.
Wait a minute. This is just regular vanilla. Turning around, I was like, that was bad. Well,
I did like, and again, it reminded me just of editing in movies gone by, of the way that the gang was cruising.
Yeah.
And every time, I think this stuff is taken off in The Simpsons all the time. Maybe that's why it's embedded so deeply in my soul. But every time they came around, he'd look in the mirror. And you get the same sequence of shots, and he'd look at his gun.
Yeah.
And then he'd breathe out when they're gone.
It's scary. I really like it. The mirror. It was like maybe there was a synth sort of boom when he looks in the mirror.
This was the most horror-esque sequence for me. You can really feel the ramp up of tension here. Like every time the car goes past, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone past again. It's
fine.
They've not done anything.
Yeah.
And then they do something. It's terrible.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, it's so meaningless. The crime is he doesn't even care. He gets no joy from it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, yeah, I really want to shoot a little girl and I've made my wish come true. It's just like,
I've made my wish come true.
It's nothing. It's so...
Stick the little girl over there.
Let's
go over there now.
And again, it's that he's really zombie-like. The whole crime is it's like he's not there. He's not present for any of it. Well, he doesn't want anything from that guy.
I want to say that it plays into this idea, the dehumanizing idea of like criminals. And I probably grew up thinking this.
Yeah.
They're animals.
So evil.
They're outside the bounds of all known human experience.
Yeah.
And that's how they are in this film.
Yes. We've actually skipped the introduction, I think, of Ethan as well.
Well, I was going to come to Ethan in a second, but I did have one more thing to say about the ice cream scene. One, just to reiterate how, like, I genuinely just thought a modern movie would cut away from this. There's no way they're showing it.
Yeah.
This is the reason they got an R, apparently. Like, it's the one scene. Yeah, not that kind of R. But just just full on squib exploding,
It's crazy.
girl falling down.
It's crazy. It's
wild.
so horrible.
It's wild.
And the dad realizing it, seeing it, it's so horrible. And then I couldn't decide whether.
It's funny.
Well,
the man just having enough breath to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
There's a gun under the dashboard.
yeah, exactly. And then that decision, I was really trying to decide: would I
Leave
and
corpse
try
of
and
your
immediately
child.
get revenge, or would I?
We're all fathers now.
Yes.
Rob, would you leave the corpse of your child to go and exact revenge on a murderous
I think
gang?
Rob would.
No.
I would probably be like, I'm going to sit here and wait for the police.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty, horrific that he just puts a coat on her and then just leaves her corpse on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Does he even put a coat on her? I don't think he does that.
He puts his jacket over
Does
her.
he?
Dave,
Yeah.
you're less than 1 year old child.
Yeah.
Imagine his corpse is on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I would be desperate for. I would need for there to be some revenge, some justice served. And if I felt like,
I feel like he's fast forwarded through the emotions that would get me there. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd have a few moments of shattering despair.
I mean, I sat
I'd
there
be
thinking,
howling.
I can't imagine that happening. So I guess I can't see me
I think
leaving the
I
scene.
think that's genuinely
but-
why I laughed. I just
Yeah.
skipped straight to.
It's
I can't process this. This is
And then, like,
unbelievable.
he seems to be chasing them for some hours.
I know it's dark.
Because it's
I love
really
that
dark.
They all run out of the car. They're like, "Oh my god, this one!" They've got
one guy,
automatic
I
weapons in the car. So that was interesting.
It's all quite strange.
It is strange. And the final thing I just wanted to say was, once I remembered that it was based on Rio Bravo, you can see this scene like there's a merchant with his wagon
Right,
in
yeah.
the west, and he just sees some dust clouds, and he's like, "Who's that?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
God.
Indians?
Are they
And-
going to spot me?
And Indians don't need reason to kill." And there's
No.
there's a farmer. He's traveling
reasons?
to pick up, and back then people did. They were like, "I'm going to go over to this hold, and there's a wife for me there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go and get my parcel of land, and we're gonna set up. You can just see how it's all. And so, how do we map this onto? Well, what if it was an ice cream van?
Yes.
So I liked all of that. And Dave, to your point, then, tell us about Ethan Bishop.
Just that I love this scene. I love this. This feels so tropey, and I can't think exactly.
It's his first day on the job.
It's his
my
first day on the
friend.
job, but that's him stepping out of his beautiful house. We've come from the ghetto, and then it's like West Hollywood or something. It's like,
Yeah.
and he steps out of his beautiful house, and he
West
walks
Hollywood is
down-
horrible, by the way. But
yeah, but not
somewhere nearby.
Not in this scene.
No.
And he walks down to his, black and white or whatever, this squad car.
Yeah.
And just switches on the radio, and we're getting some
Laughing.
exposition from laughing. He's having a great day, and that chat with his whatever they are,
Dispatcher?
police commissioner, the dispatcher, yeah. Who and I enjoyed this conversation. The sort of like, well, really, is there really any point in going over there? It's
Seems weird to me that you've been promoted and you start the day by getting in your car,
Yes.
and then you're told what to do for the day.
I assume that this is maybe how it goes. I
Maybe it
guess
is.
you definitely get into your car and then go, what's going on? What am I up to?
And it
But-
turns out that we are beginning to hear more and more the name of a certain police station.
Yes,
Anderson, Precinct 13.
It's interesting. I don't think Precinct 13 is ever said in the movie.
No.
And in fact, it says Division 14 on the
Yes.
outside of the building,
Does
which
it?
annoyed me.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah. So I guess it's Division 14 in Precinct 13. I don't know how it
That's
works.
confusing for everybody.
It is. And they say, whenever they want to talk about it, they say Anderson. So I wonder whether the movie didn't have a title until it was made, maybe, or
Assault on Anderson.
they weren't sure what they were going to call it. But
It takes about 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get everybody in the same place.
And I was really surprised about that. I thought that this was going to be all about the assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the little bit of time we spent just with each character.
It should have been the build-up to, in brackets,
Yes.
and the assault on Precinct
Exactly.
13.
That would have I would have known what to expect then. But I think it's because in your précis, you kind of said it was like there's a gang
Siege.
member in prison and the gang try and break him out.
Yeah,
But
no,
it-
which
but it
was I obviously
it was
misremembered.
much more about like these different characters coming together and then sort of being holed up. And I think it's so interesting that those
I'm just
guys.
thinking of other movies now that they like the film Alien.
Yes,
So
It's
much
like
confusing.
there's a whole hour
Yeah.
until it's about an alien.
Whoa, 7
I
of
know,
these
yeah.
people are humans.
Don't get me started on 2001. I don't know. I'm still waiting for that. So yeah, it's really interesting. When they do all finally come together. that the events of the film, nobody apart from the guy who's catatonic knows what is going on.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They have
that he
no
brings everyone...
idea why they're fighting this gang, and no one really seems to care about that either. They're not like, they don't talk about it much. They're not like, why is this happening? What can we do? Can we appease them? They're just like they're like to Rob's point about the cultishness of them. They're like an ethereal force. There's 3 of them in that car. Yes.
They chase him to the police, and then suddenly there's like 40 of them.
Yeah.
They're like a gas.
It's really, really strange.
And they just start shooting that, and the captain buys it almost immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and check outside.
And in fact, is it
again? It's like the horror bit, isn't it? I'm just going to go and check that noise in the basement.
Yeah.
You can just feel his character as soon as he turns up. But that's the first guy that's going to die.
The worst and weirdest thing about that is Julie, I believe her name, I think it's Julie rather than Lee, watches him and just starts laughing and goes,
he's fallen down.
What an idiot. he just fell over. I was watching him, he just fell
Crazy
over.
Old
and then Ethan has to go out and gets is almost shot.
What I also like to get, just stretching the rounds of possibility, like when there's 3 of them and they've all got silenced guns, you're like, oh, that's fine. And when there's 40 of them and they've all got silenced guns, you're kind of like, this is crazy. And then immediately I thought, anyone?
Metal Gear Solid?
Nope.
Delta?
No.
What did you think?
Well, it would just be bows and arrows, wouldn't it? It'd be,
right.
And that's why they're not making any
You were thinking
sounds.
clever thoughts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
The bit of VO at the beginning on the radio that just sets it up. If anyone's questioning, why is this gang so incredibly well armed?
What was
There's just that news report on the radio after the initial shooting that's like, and we know these weapons are still out there.
Right. Yes,
and if they fall into the wrong hands, it would be very, very bad. Like, I don't think it's any more sophisticated than that.
It's
and they're silenced.
That.
They're silenced.
yeah.
Watch out. Yeah. I mean, of course, when you look at it like that, it's ridiculous. It's like this precinct that's closing down. All the houses are empty because it's a terrible neighborhood now. They've turned off the power and the...
I love this. Love this when he arrives.
Isolated.
The phones will be off soon.
All of the weapons are silenced, so no one can even hear it. It's great.
Everything that's useful has gone from the precinct.
We're in the middle of a city.
It's just such a great setup. It's just you've got everything's done for you. You just sit down. You know where this is going.
And I tried to explain this. I think maybe a couple of episodes ago when I was banging on about John, but when I was saying that that when the terms of a narrative are this big and bright, and I feel like that's why YA is so successful. It's like, what house are you in? It's just like these rules. I guess rules, and it does also seem very video gamey, which is I guess why COD Zombies is such a success.
For some reason, Ethan's sort of drive to the precinct really made me think of Dread as well, and it's not very much like Dread, but it made me think of it. And obviously, but Dread again,
yes, that's when we were talking.
What I picked for the
100%.
Genre movie. It's exactly that same sort of setup. I'm sure has taken some influence from this movie as well. Like get to just Precinct 13. There's very little weapons.
Dread is a lot like this. When you just let bad guys be bad guys.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, I was thinking one of the things which it would have made sense to watch, and I kind of would love to have paired with this is The Warriors. I don't know if you've seen.
No, I think we talked, or you mentioned
it. Yeah,
but we've not seen it.
And also because the guys who made The Warriors went on to make. They were the other half of the creative team. Dan O'Bannon came in and had written the script, and then Walter Hill and David Giler, I think, had made Warriors, and so they were bringing that kind of this side to it, I guess.
Yeah,
this tough side. Well, then they're in the assault on Precinct 13, and then the film begins.
Yes, I guess. The film I was expecting
and now
begins.
The assault.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of action here. Really.
It is. It really
and again, like I think you've really nailed it, Rob, with the Black Ops zombies. It's just them coming through the windows and being shot. Like they have no hope of getting through those windows.
No.
They keep trying.
There is one line where they specifically say they just don't care anymore. They don't care if they die. None of them.
No, they don't.
Like, that explains
there's a word,
everything.
Cholo or something.
I think it was a Cholo. Yeah.
I wish I didn't understand that word.
No, I thought Cholo was like a donut.
Yeah.
Long.
And I didn't really felt like I needed to know what it meant.
That's a churro.
The sense of it, like they've invoked some kind of curse on this place, and they won't stop attacking.
It's like a death mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like we have been
earmarked for death.
Yeah.
And this gang is just going to keep coming.
Yeah.
They're going to be relentless, and they don't fear death anymore.
No.
And it's like they're stripped of all humanity, and they are just a wave of evil.
Yeah.
Hitting this place relentlessly.
Perfectly put. Perfect.
Yeah.
A wave of evil.
You mentioned sort of damsels in distress, Nath.
Did I?
I think you did. Like about tropes. There's like a
women who need saving.
Yes, but Lee is not one of those women. In fact, she's like the coolest of all the cucumbers.
She is cool.
Yeah.
Like she gets shot in the arm and doesn't flinch.
I love her. Just her sort of one eye closed, massive hand cannon pointing at that guy slowly coming through the vent.
Yeah.
Just takes him out. She is a badass.
Yeah.
She's great.
She is a badass, and I feel like I just get massive classic Hollywood vibes in her almost unspoken attraction. I mean, it's obvious but unspoken, but between her and Wilson, and also that every now and again you would get, especially in westerns, to my memory, occasional women who are just like they're just on it. They just they've lived out there and they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and she's one of those. I guess one of the things that one of the bits of business the film has to do, which I really enjoyed, was just thinning out the people who were in the precinct, and then getting the prisoners, because there's that nice tension of, are these guys going to join the fight, or are they going to be evil on the inside?
Yeah, and I can't think where I've seen this before, but the idea of, I mean, it's not a new idea at all. It's several places, I'm sure. Just those prisoners in a cage, where bad things are happening around them, and they're like, "Please let me out." Like I'm gonna. It's a bit like Waterworld, it's like I can do some.
Everybody's go-to reference.
Yeah, exactly. I just like that as a thing. It feels tropey again. That sort of, we've got these guys in the cage. They're bad guys, but enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, should we? Are we all on the same side?
I think at this point we just like Wills, and Wilson.
Wells and Wilson.
Yeah.
Wells and Wilson. I think we just like them both.
We do.
And ironically, we know that they're all going to death row. Certainly Wilson.
Yeah.
And the guy I dislike the most is the guy who was coughing.
Yeah.
Just because he was coughing.
Yeah, and he was just genuinely, like I said, I was convinced he was faking it. He doesn't even complain. He's just like, yeah, I am ill. It's Wells who
they were not paying him enough to speak. I think that's probably
yes, exactly. 0 lines for you, but yeah, I just really I like that. And I going back to Wilson and Lee's relationship, I enjoyed that it didn't go any further than being a sort of unspoken attraction that we sense, rather than anything more than that. Because I do think it makes her stronger as a character, and I think that they're already extremely pushing the idea of this terrible hardened criminal.
It does
being likable.
It has its, I guess, climax in her giving him a cigarette.
Yeah,
and lighting it. That's that's the most.
And she lights it so cool.
That's the most affectionate thing that happens in this film.
It is
probably,
but it's great because again, like in the terms of his world, that's what he's asking of everybody, and she's the one person to actually.
And we did skip over it. So, and sorry, when we came back to the point you raised earlier on about that moment between Ethan and Bishop and Wilson, outside when there are heroes, really, just from one of them is obviously a good person who has come to bad. And one of them was someone who grew up somewhere bad and made it out on his own terms, and now finds himself back in that situation. Yeah, and it's just a cool idea. And then they meet over a cigarette.
Yes,
or they don't actually have a cigarette to give him.
No,
but they would have done. But you're right. The respect that is latent between them.
Cigarettes are cool, aren't they?
He just treats him as
again as we're discovering.
They're the coolest.
True. Really cool.
Yeah. Also, coffee's cool.
Coffee's really cool.
Like, just, again, such a cop thing.
I do like
just black coffee.
Black coffee. Black coffee is in cigarettes. When I can't remember where it was recently. I think we had some guys over to do something on Access.
Right.
And I asked, during the sound check question I always ask, what did you have for breakfast? And one of them answered, black coffee and a cigarette. I was cool. Man, that's a really cool breakfast, man. I wish I was that cool. But they do say, and again, this is another cool line when they're talking about, do you ever smoke? No, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
and especially because they're both on death row.
Yeah.
And it's like, no,
That
I
is
won't
a
give you a
great line.
cigarette because it's bad for your health. You could kill you. Cigarette smoking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
It was good.
Things escalate really quickly. I liked how quickly it got into it when the station starts getting attacked. It's full on. The lady Lee, or does Lee get killed?
No, that's Julie who's killed.
Julie's killed. Lee's
Lee
all right.
survives.
Lee survives. Lee, like you said, is a badass. Goes to get the prisoners, lets them both out.
Yeah.
There's that brilliant moment which you alluded to, Dave, of the small tussle inside the cell.
Yeah.
And it's you just like a little build up of this guy's in chains. He's such a badass. He's killed loads of people.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? And then as soon as he's out, he's just fucking badass.
Yeah. Well, it's so good, isn't it? Like that guy comes into his cell, he snaps his arm and he sort of suplexes him or something. It's like he's gone. And the snapping arm is great because it's really horrible. You do see it, but it's not like super gratuitous. It's not focused. It's not like close up or anything. I just felt like it made it feel really real. It was like this happened. And then Ethan finally managing to get the shotgun out of the box and throwing it to Wilson, and he turns around and kills those guys as they come through the door.
Well, there's just a second of that comes after, doesn't it?
And then Ethan still, like the camera goes back to Ethan. He's like still in like this sort of pounce mode where he's thrown the shotgun and he's like waiting to see what happens. All of this is just like breathless and super cool and just brilliant. I think like there is something like, you know, this guy, hardened criminal on death row, he's going to be, you assume like he must be really good at violence, and then he is, and it's like cool, really, but he's used violence for good this time. Wow.
Well, this is it. I feel like there's something about violence that lives in the heart of America anyway, and whether it's good or bad, but the idea, especially like the morality of it from those westerns, the idea that you've got like the failed promise of an evil man, of like someone who, if you make him handsome and you give him the right kind of close up, you can tell that even though he's done bad things, it's kind of like, damn, that he could have been one of the good guys.
Yeah,
and it's a trope from cartoons when I was a kid. When a good guy and a bad guy fight together, it's just fucking cool.
Oh man, yeah. Goku and Frieza teaming up in Dragon Ball Z again. Holy shit, it's so good.
We've not had a Dragon Ball.
It's Kirk and Khan. Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan teams up with Kirk, doesn't he?
That's right.
In Star Trek for a bit, and that was like the best bit.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
It's a great trope.
It is a really good trope. Yeah.
And again, it defines. There's variations of evil, and there's the wave of evil, which is outside, and then there's Wilson, who's the human evil, and then there's good. Just good.
Yeah, there's lots of good.
And I want to say, all of that was to say, I fucking loved that bit. And I really loved Lee just calmly going back into the corridor by the cells, shooting with her offhand.
Yeah.
Just nailing guys as they're coming in with her pistol.
Just her getting shot in the arm was so cool. The
And
way
she was just like,
shot,
ow, but also, fuck you.
Yeah.
Does it hurt like a son of a bitch?
Yeah. And I can't remember now whether then they I'm pretty sure they take a pause, and then
there is a bit of a pause.
There was one bit where the film was it was the bit that was most like Night of the Living Dead, where there's just full on siege. They do their little bit of prep, they move the Coke cans and everything, but then people are just pouring in from everywhere, from windows into doorways, and the editing gets more and more frantic until Wilson's just like pop, 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 pop with a shotgun. And I was like in a reverie. I was just like, this is fucking cool as hell. I'm just having such a good time.
Yeah. It is
I've got nothing else to say about it.
It's just a brilliant good time, this movie.
It's great.
I really respect that it respects my time. It's just like, I'm not going to hang around.
You know what you like as well. It's just, and it's not, maybe it is trying to say something, but I wasn't worried about what it was trying to say. I was just enjoying it. There's my favourite bit of Enter the Valkyrie is when someone throws a shotgun to the main guy and he's like, yeah. It's just, it's cool. I've seen it in a film. Everyone's seen the bit where throw the shot, I'm out of ammo, throw me the shotgun, catches it immediately, starts pumping away. It's great. It's the same kind of reverence that Nick Frost's character has in Hot Fuzz for action movies.
Yeah.
When he's watching Keanu Reeves just in Point Break, bang, 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 bang. Oh! It's just an amazing masculine release, isn't it?
And I get that bit now because we've watched Point Break, which I hadn't when watching Hot Fuzz.
Hey, you know, there's a triple bill of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End at the Clevedon Curzon on
Wow.
on the 8th of November. And I think that because of our lifestyles, none of us will be able to go. But
I'm pretty sure the 8th of November is a Saturday.
yeah, well, that's the best day to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I do all three. I haven't watched The World's End in a long time. I've only seen it once at the cinema and I was disappointed.
I was too. I'm excited. I feel like we are going to come back to those films.
I will be
Yeah.
at Selhurst Park watching Palace versus Brighton on the 8th of November.
I was going to say, oh, you love Brighton. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that is two. You can't lose.
Yeah,
Whoever wins, Rob wins.
maybe
What are you talking about?
a really evil football team will turn up, and Brighton and Palace will have to work together.
Yeah.
No.
Back to back.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
And like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a player from Brighton. I can't think of a single one, but
Exactly.
Mark Gay will
Danny
pass the ball
Welbeck.
to Danny Welbeck, and Danny Welbeck will nod and then kick the ball really hard into
Yeah.
the goal against the super evil team.
And they'll do a handshake like a.
Yeah, we got it.
It was
Anyway,
a pleasure.
back to Precinct 13.
Yeah, no, I think it's around now that we meet the two policemen looking for the action.
Fucking
And this is
police
a
squad
weird,
over there.
this is a weird bit of the movie. Not a weird bit, but like it sort of. Yeah.
I thought they were doomed.
I mean, I was confused. What's interesting is I get this thing, like the we need some hope that at some
Sure.
point the police are going to find out and there's going to be help for the precinct.
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect was that they know that there's fighting going on. There's been reports of gunfire and stuff or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They just can't find it. It was so weird to me that
can't
was
get
it.
a
I
helicopter?
thought they were just going to be like happening around going, God, it's a boring night. Nothing's going on.
Right.
You know, like a little bit kind of like Die Hard, like buying a Twinkie.
I had that exact image of him reversing his car extremely
Yeah.
fast.
But instead, they know that it's strange. It's a slightly strange setup. They know that there's fighting going on. They just don't know where it is, and they're driving around trying to find it. And like the real annoyance, and I didn't know this felt like kind of pointed somehow. Was like they keep asking for helicopter support, and they're like, we can't give you helicopter support. And it felt like it was trying to say something about the state of the police. Or
Well,
do you know what I
now
mean?
you've said it, Dave. The Die Hard is absolutely
right.
an antecedent of this.
Yeah.
Like, there's a direct line. Holy shit. I
Yeah.
just want to watch movies like this all the
I
time.
know. Well, I don't know. I guess they do.
It's
Do
just
movies
like me
this still
just
exist?
crawling into a cocoon of my childhood and early adulthood, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
Die Hard.
100%.
Warriors.
This was. I'm surprised I didn't watch Assault on Precinct 13 when I was like 10. This is the sort of thing I would have seen when I was 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
This is what made me most sad watching this.
yeah, being
was
grown up.
just knowing I've missed this. This would have been a formative movie, I think, for me.
Yeah.
As a
You might have
as a
finally
young
started taking up smoking.
I did think
This was it.
Yeah,
I need one more smoking
just-
movie. You're like, do you know what?
I still might. I still could do it.
You could do
But
it.
you know
do it,
what?
yeah.
Rob
40s, Rob.
But I'd lose weight.
Rob knows that smoking is cool because in Rob's film, you smoke in your film.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's kind of like you were like,
Because I wanted to be like Samuel L. Jackson. There's something
course.
about smoking whilst typing. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I used to like eat breadsticks down to a cigarette length and hold the breadstick in my mouth and just
Yeah.
type on a keyboard going, access to
I
me,
do it with a pen.
access.
Yeah. I think it's
great,
I think it's
so cool.
how much he doesn't care. That's what I think. Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
The cigarette is just it's barely there. Like it's hanging on his mouth and he doesn't care. And if it falls out, he doesn't care. And if he smokes it, he doesn't care. It's the like not caring is what's so cool.
But it's
I
interesting
think.
to me that you knew cigarettes were cool, but at no point did you think, and therefore I will.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna-
I don't, because they look cool. They are so brilliantly cinematic.
Yeah.
But I know they're bad for me.
Yeah. Unlike
That's
cowboy boots, which look cool.
Yeah.
And no one gets hurt
Yeah.
when anyone wears them.
That's very true.
That is true.
So yeah, Rob's talked about the watershed moment of his 40th birthday. Maybe that is the time.
Yeah.
Just take up smoking.
Just take up smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you start having annual checkups when you're 40, they'll say, "Do you smoke?" You say, "Yeah,
I've just started. Actually. Yeah, I've just started. Really
today.
looking forward to it. I'm only on one a day at the moment, but I'm really trying.
Gotta
I'm
ramp
gonna-
it up.
to try to get higher. Yeah, yeah. More violence in the movie. In Wells,
I love what he gets a moment where it turns out he's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
where he's just like, and he actually reminded me loads of you in this scene. I feel like this
Me?
is why, this is why you're absolutely Wells.
I agree.
Because whenever we're like, let's do something, you're like, I'm gonna lose.
Right.
I don't want to do it because I'll lose. I know I will. And then you inevitably always do lose whatever toss or who wants to do this? I don't even want to be in this.
I'll be doing it.
For example, we went to a show a couple of years ago, and we were all staying in an Airbnb.
Right.
And there was one shit bedroom and a couple of nice bedrooms, and I think you were like, let's just swap every night, and me and Rob were like, let's just toss for it, and you were like, no, I will lose. Actually, it was this exact scene, but with bedrooms. And what happened?
I'm pretty sure I lost.
You did lose, and you were like,
ridiculous.
I didn't even want to fucking toss for the fucking
it was worse than
bedrooms.
that. There was a room with 2 beds in it. There was a room with 1 bed in it, and there was a sofa. And I was like, well, 2 people in the room with 2 beds, 1 person. And you guys were like, oh, I don't think we should share a room. It's weird. And I was like, well, someone has to sleep on the sofa then, but I'm happy to share.
Well,
and you were like,
Rob and I,
no, we're not happy to sleep on the sofa. We'll have to toss for it. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm happy to have a bed.
I said I would rather sleep on the sofa than share a room.
And so did I.
Right.
And that's why we needed to.
But then rather than you guys sleeping on the sofa then and me getting a room to myself, but who's happy to share a room, you were like, yeah, I'd rather sleep on there, but we're gonna leave it up to chance to decide who has to sleep on it.
The second night I swapped over with you, and I had the sofa and you had the bedroom.
Very appreciative of that, Rob.
And I will say I slept the entire 2 nights in a very small single bed.
In a room with another 2. Ridiculous.
We woke up at 2 in the morning. I think I'll go to sleep in the next bed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, too comfortable.
He's been up for his toilet. His 40-year-old man getting up at 2 a.m. for the toilet, and he comes back. Oh, I'll sleep in this bed.
Which bed
now.
was I in? Doesn't matter.
I didn't. And actually, I feel like we should have had a discount on the cleaning fee because I used the same bed the whole time.
All right. Well, there you go.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Wells and his. I don't want to.
It is also the way
run.
he moves when he comes out of the manhole cover that I thought was very Dave-esque.
Why did he put the cover back?
Yeah.
Just like a sort of
sneaking.
A scared but a committed and a brave sort of, oh God, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's like you playing a horror game. It reminded me of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
I was annoyed at him for putting the cover back on. I was like, they're going to hear you. What are you doing?
I know, but it turned out he was doomed.
And they'd seen him straight away.
The Fugitive has 2 fugitives in it, by the way, as well. The movie. There's Richard Kimball, who in this would be Wilson, and then there's I don't know the other guy's name.
The Fugitives.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to me. I really wonder. I'd really love to know if there's any link. But there's this other guy who is a little bit. Who is kind of like Wells-esque somehow in his like personality, and who also they were talking about going to the border, and it really made me think of the relationship of Kimball and this other guy who
I love the trust moments. You just reminded me with the talk of the border where the idea of don't forget to call the police,
and I feel certain he's going to. Isn't it mad that they've made
the first thing
that's what he's doing. He's going to the phone booth. I mean, it's not gonna. Luckily, that isn't the reason he dies, because I'd feel sad. You know, like if he was like if he stopped at the phone booth and then they killed him, that would have been really hard hitting. But he's always going to die because there's a guy in the back seat.
And the one moment of the film which didn't work for me, really, probably the only moment, was when they're all watching out the window, and you kind of feel like, aren't they down like a really long road, and you probably couldn't see it, but whatever. And then they shoot him. And Bishop just says, maybe it was just a window breaking.
I know.
Like, that was lame.
He sort of laughs. He laughs at it. And then he has like an actual sort of angry outburst. Oh, damn. They did die.
Yeah.
They did not play for me at all.
No, that was weird.
But that was the only bit of the movie they didn't, because otherwise it's top fucking tier. I think this is my favourite thing we've watched on this pod for ages.
It's great.
I don't know why I had so much fun with it.
It's brilliant. It's just so perfect and like I said, it's like a warm pair of slippers.
Well, I've now watched.
Like I knew exactly what I was going to get. Not beat for beat or anything, but I just knew I was going to enjoy it, and the sort of characters that were going to be in it, and I just let it happen.
Let it play.
No thinking required. No, nothing. Just entertainment and
only fun.
Cool smoking.
I guess this is the perfect part of John Carpenter's career for this kind of thing. Like a couple of years after he's made his cult classic student movie, Dark Star. And here he's just a young, presumably quite young, I don't know how old he is in 1976, making the theme tune, writing it, directing it.
Yeah.
It's just a cool action movie
Yeah.
based on this Western that I presumably really like.
I've decided that there's a chance that he wrote the theme tune before he wrote the movie, and I just love that because they're so hand in hand. I love the idea that he wrote this bit of music and was like, "Wow, this would be a great
film for this.
bit of music for."
So I think the way that it worked was that he was offered the chance to make something with with a sort of a small group of investors who wanted to make a movie, and there were 2 scripts on the go, and one of them became The Eyes of Laura Mars, which was like a Faye Dunaway horror movie from like '79. So then he was left with a Western treatment of some kind, and then I think the budget was only $100,000, so they were like, how can we make it smaller and more condensed? And that's when the idea of it becoming
so that was $100,000 that budget.
It was $100,000.
Wow. I mean, I get it's like, there's not a lot of sets or anything.
There's no stars.
No, I guess there's no stars. There's just, and they don't have lines, any of the extras. They're just quiet.
Right, yeah.
They run, in fact, being quiet is really very important. Don't make a
true.
sound. You've got to be sort of like a quiet zombie wave. So yeah, oh man, look, it's great.
I really enjoyed the wide shot of the police station when everything's going off and it's sort of quieting down a little bit, and there's like 2 or 3 little squibs, obviously, that go off in piles of paper.
Yeah,
and I quite like that. Just a couple.
Yeah.
I really did, because that took up a surprising amount of time.
Yeah,
just seeing, and it was like the joy of just seeing bits of the room explode.
Yes.
But something very obviously movie special effect about. Okay, was it deliberate, or did a couple of the squibs or explosions just take a while to go off? Like when you're watching a fireworks show, they do a great bit, and then a couple of fireworks that should have gone off.
Yeah,
about 5 minutes earlier, just
dribble.
like actually been a bleep, bleep.
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine if you had got those bottles to explode in Valkyrie, you would have put them in no matter what.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? They could have.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we paid a lot of money for this. They're going in.
Also, I really like the building, the Assault on Precinct, like the actual precinct building itself, the station, it has that vibe of built in the 20s or 30s, that optimistic sort of West Coast vibe, which has fallen into worse times. And we've seen bits of LA like that.
Yeah, very much so.
Plenty of them.
And the kind of the finale, again, so video gamey, so just brilliant.
They've got a plan. They've just got a fucking plan.
They've got a plan. I love the plan.
And then the plan goes wrong because smoke grenades have been thrown, or not smoke grenades, but there's smoke in the air.
Smoky.
They can't quite see the target.
He's only got 3
One
shots.
shot left.
Well, do you know? This was a moment earlier on where there's just those boxes, and he sort of has a look in them after they've had the enormous gunfight. And he's like, "Oh my god, it's acetylene!
Yeah,
1 bullet in here." It's like, so that whole time we were just sitting on a huge pile of explosives. Wonder if they'll come in handy later on.
Yeah,
and they do.
And they do. And
wouldn't argue with a confident man. Was that what he says?
Yeah, something like that.
What a line.
Yeah, it's definitely to do with
and the bad guy making a plan together.
And we're basically at the end where the sort of the craziest thing, I think, just given that he's literally a death row prisoner, was the policeman who came to like arrest him again. And Ethan's like, "Hey, don't you touch him."
Yes.
It will be a great pleasure to walk out of here with you side
Come
by
on,
side.
that's so well judged. Though. I was
cool.
wondering what he was going to say. Like, I'm going to let you run out the sewer. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are the terms within which he can have a moment of redemption? And it's respect.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not chaining you up. We're walking out here together as equals. That's and then you will be chained up.
And then I'll put you in the police.
Then you will be killed.
Yeah. But I guess there's the idea that he might live on death row for a long time.
Do you think if this had really happened, or, if that really happened, do you think that they might revisit the case and go, we're asking for a reduction from
clemency
death just to life?
These days, mate, Trump would just pardon him. He's done a lot of bad things, but a lot of good things.
Yeah. Oh, I loved this movie. It was really, really great. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it anywhere near as much, or for it to be. I didn't know what to expect. And I do think they remade it, and I don't remember hearing much good about it.
I believe with Lawrence Fishburne and Ethan Hawke.
And do you know anything? Like, is it similarly sort of violent? And is it?
I don't think I saw it.
I haven't seen it. I seem to remember thinking that it was like they changed the genre of it somehow. But
I wonder if they swapped the sort of races of the leads, because in my mind it's much more interesting. I can see Ethan Hawke as like a slightly young lieutenant, first day on the job, and I can see Lawrence Fishburne as being a really engaging, charismatic villain.
Yeah.
Rather than the other way around, I think I would.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I could just look it up.
One of my favourite shots in the whole film was after it all happened, and obviously the backup arrives. They open the door, and the smoke clears, and it just reveals the three characters.
That shot was amazing,
standing all together, and obviously they just look fucking cool. But also, it reminded me as well of like the score screen at the end of a Black Ops wave.
Yeah, very much so.
The podium, the MVP team. They're just standing there, leveling up.
That shot, genuinely, like, we need to shout out that shot as you just have. I just want to echo it. It was so, like, the smoke clearing. I had to watch it at one point I thought they'd reversed the shot because they couldn't quite get it quite right. It reveals them so well, like the speed at which the smoke clears.
Yeah.
You know, because you could see, like, it must be hard to do that, and sometimes the smoke takes too long.
Maybe it could be a light that they've moved.
Yeah, maybe.
It
was so good, though. It was just like, that is the best shot in the movie. You're absolutely right.
So in the new version from 20 years ago,
right,
Lawrence Fishburne is called Bishop, but is the criminal.
Oh,
so he has the name of the hero. But
wow.
Okay. The criminal. So it is the way round. I prefer. Maybe I will watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know when you're saying that you love this movie, and I am just so excited about the other films that we've got coming up.
I am now. I've seen 3 now, including Halloween, but the second John Carpenter film I've watched, and having done the podcast, I have a real deep appreciation for Dark Star. I really liked this.
Ah, nice.
I've always wanted to watch Escape from New York.
Yes, that's the one I'm excited
with Kurt Russell, because I know that's a huge influence on Solid Snake's character.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Can't wait now, having seen this.
I think there's going to be some ups and downs, but there's going to be some real ups. I've never seen Halloween.
I've not seen Halloween.
So that's going to be wild for me.
Yeah,
and then
I just can't wait to get to The Thing.
The Thing in Escape from New York.
I have seen Escape from New York, but I don't really remember it. I think I was 10 at the time.
Yeah.
So,
but what are we watching next?
Great question. It's a bonus episode. Somebody found.
Well, bonus episodes, you should know that if you're not a Patreon member, you won't be able to hear our bonus episode, but you could become a Patreon member and join us for not just this bonus episode that Nate's about to reveal, but every bonus episode we've ever done, which must be loads now.
Yeah, a lot. There's 2 every month.
2 every month. And we've been going, that's, well over a year.
Yeah.
So that's at least 24 episodes. And we've got more to come. So
we do have more to come,
it.
Dave. And let me tell you which ones they are.
Okay.
So this is Assault on Precinct 13. So today, or the day that it's released, 13th of October, on Wednesday, bonus on The Fog.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've only seen the once. And it's about a fog in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And some supernatural
A bad
elements.
fog?
They're in it. It's a bad fog.
Is it a bit like The Mist?
No, not as
very different. Very different.
Not as crushing as
that's a very different kind of
vapor.
Vapor, yeah.
Right.
And then Halloween. So we go Halloween-y quite early, I would say. And then Escape from New York. And then Prince of Darkness, which I've pulled from a bit later into our series. If we wanted to change it, we could stick Big Trouble in Little China in there if we wanted to. And then we end with The Thing on the 3rd of November. So, we basically go horror from this point on, apart from Escape from New York.
Cool.
Oh, dear. I enjoyed this not being horror.
Let's lock in.
It's Halloween season. Well, thanks very much. Thank you both for watching Assault on Precinct 13.
It was a genuine pleasure.
John Carpenter for making it.
Yeah.
We'll see you again soon. You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you're enjoying the podcast and would like to receive 2 exclusive episodes per month, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just check the link in the description. We'd also love to hear from you. Email us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com or follow us on social media. We'll be back with another episode next Monday.